I now request the Vice Chairman of Governing Body BNMIT and Joint Secretary of BNM Educational Institutions, Shri Ashok R. Mane sir, to welcome the gathering.
When we honor the past, we energize the future, and present becomes a celebration. Right from the beginning, from exactly 50 years ago, BNM Educational Institutions, after having its highs and lows, has grown gracefully over the years, and ever since it stands proud and strong. Golden Jubilee is a very important milestone for this institution. We look forward to facing more challenges that lie ahead and continuing the delightful journey with the blessings of the visionaries, pioneers of the skill management, and of course the students along with their parents. On this occasion, the management is happy to recognize the people for their exemplary services towards the growth of this institution. Today we are here to rejoice and to celebrate the sensational ways in which this institution has been imparting immense knowledge, morale, and spiritual guidance to the students, which will help them become valuable and respectable people in the society. I extend my felicitations to those of the present and the past who have contributed towards the progress of this institution. Professor Sunanda P. Jadhav was instrumental in establishing the BNME educational institutions and was the founder secretary who ably supported Sri N. Raghunath Rao Mane way back in the year 1972. An eminent professor of history, she started her academic journey at APS College, Bangalore. Professor, as we call her SPG Madam, Professor SPG Madam is a multifaceted personality. She is an educationist, sports person, and an administrator who led BNM Degree College as the principal. She was the first Lady Senate member of Bangalore University. As a sports person, she was a throwball player and captain of Indian throwball team. She was the vice president of the Karnataka Ladies Cricket Association and was instrumental in conducting the first ladies test cricket match between India and Australia. As a promoter of sports, she has conducted the Y. Nagesh Rao Mane Memorial Throwball Intercollegiate Tournament for many years in memory of her father, Mr. Y. Nagesh Rao Mane. She has traveled widely in India and abroad and has invaluable expertise in many fields. We wish her the best of health and happiness.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I welcome you again to this Golden Jubilee celebrations of BNMEI. I now request Sri Narayan Rao R. Mane sir, Trustee and Secretary of BNM Educational Institutions.
Sabhege namaskara. Vidya nama narasya rupam adhikam prachanna guptam dhanam vidya bhogakari yashas sukakari vidya gurunam guruhu. I am sure by this time you all would have known the meaning of this. Here we stand under the shade of this big banyan tree, that is Professor Sunanda P. Jadhav, whose contribution has educated thousands and thousands of students, and the education that has been given at BNM suits perfectly this stanza from historic Sanskrit verses, which states, that education is that asset for a human being which is permanent and which cannot be taken away like any other fortune that they earn. This is something which stays with them for a lifetime, and as the years pass by, it grows from strength to strength. And this is one thing which cannot be stolen by anyone. And this is the motto behind which education at BNM educational institutions is being delivered. My sadar pranams to Professor Sunanda P. Jadhav at her lotus feet. She is my teacher, philosopher and guide, and whatever little bit work I have been doing is from what I have learned from her in long years of my association before she handed over the charge as secretary, and I am really indebted to her for training me to be good enough to occupy this seat. Respected Swamiji, Chief Guest Dr. Tessie Thomas, and the gathering present here to celebrate the Golden Jubilee of the establishment of the Bhagirathi Bai Narayan Rao Mane Group of Educational Institutions.
I also request Professor T.J. Ramamurthy, Director of BNMIT, to read citation of Professor Sunanda P. Jadhav.
Ellargu namaskara. As first principal of this great institution, BNM Institute of Technology, knowing Madam Matrushri Sunanda Jadhav, I am having the privilege of reading this citation. Dignitaries on the dais, invitees, family members of our secretary and Sunanda Jadhav, and all my dear staff. The citation to Professor Sunanda Prabhakar Jadhav. After teaching about 12 years, you realized that girls, especially from rural and semi-rural areas, were not allowed to continue their education beyond SLC, and their parents would get them married soon after. You wanted the girls to continue their education, and hence was inspired to start an exclusive girls' pre-university college to motivate the girls to continue their education beyond SLC, and for this, you started BNM Pre-University College for Women. It is at this time that you got in touch with Sri N. Raghunath Rao Mane, a family friend staying in the same locality, who appreciated your aims, objectives, and interest and came forward to support financially through his charities trust, Bhagirathi Bai Narayan Rao Mane Charities. You put in lot of efforts, nurtured and succeeded in establishing the institution after the institution, and ensured that the society is benefited from these endeavors. You motivated many friends and relatives who were housewives to use their degrees and knowledge and teach the young minds, and in course of time, they became excellent teachers. Your main mission was to improve the status of women. You also subsidized education even for married women to enable them financially independent. You are a perfect example for a woman who donned various caps of a mother, a daughter, a sister, a wife, a friend, and a philosopher to countless families. Your simplicity, humility, and nicety are rare and an excellent combination portraying the gambit of your personality. Madam, you are simply a lovable, admirable, and down-to-earth person, and as disciplinarian, adored for all your qualities of head and heart, is unparalleled. Thanks is a small word, but BNM owes its existence to your thoughtful contribution, and it is but natural that we all show our immense gratitude for everything that you have done as expressed by the people of BNM every time. We salute you and pray to the Almighty for your healthy and long life with dignity, peace, and harmony. Salute to you, Madam, from BNM Educational Institutions, Banshankari Second Stage, Bangalore, dated 18th November 2022. Thank you very much.
I now request the dignitaries to felicitate Professor Sunanda P. Jadhav. I also request the audience to kindly stand and show the gratitude to our beloved Madam Professor Sunanda P. Jadhav.
ओंकारं बिंदु संयुक्तम एकम नित्यम विमलवचनम सर्वादि साक्षीभूतम भावातीतम त्रिगुणरहितम सद्गुरु तन्नमामि. गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षाತ್ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ತಸ್ಮೈ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುದೇವ ನಮಃ. ಇದೊಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ BNM ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳ 50 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಸಾಧನೆಯ ಹಿನ್ನೋಟ, ಅದನ್ನು ಆಲಿಸಿ ಆನಂದಿಸಿ ಬೇರೆಯವರ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಮಾರಂಭ. ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಸುನಂದಾ ಪಿ ಜಾಧವ್, ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ಮದರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೀ. ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಶಿ ಸೆಡ್, ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ವೇದವಾಕ್ಯ ಫಾರ್ ಮೀ. ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದಿ ಇಂಟಿಮೆಸಿ, ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದಿ ಕೈಂಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಶಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟೋಡ್ ಆನ್ showered on me, and she is for me, for us in BNM, she is everything. ಇವತ್ತು ತುಂಬಾ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರೆ, ಅಶೋಕ್, ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಅಶೋಕ್, ಐ ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಬೋಲ್ಡ್ ಎನಫ್ ಟು ಡೆಡಿಕೇಟ್ ದಿ ನ್ಯೂ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಇನ್ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಜಾಧವ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹರ್ ವಿಶ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ದಟ್ some time after this century, posterity will remember her contribution, and whatever BNM is, it is because of ಸುನಂದಾ ಜಾಧವ್. ನಾವು ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು, ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಬೇಕು. ನಿಮಗೆ ದೇವರು 100 ವರ್ಷ, ಶಿ ಈಸ್ 90, ನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ 90 ನಾವು, 90 ವಸಂತಗಳನ್ನು ದಾಟಿದ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮೊಟ್ಟಿಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ TC ಥಾಮಸ್, ಇವರು ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನನಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಲೀಡರ್ ಆಫ್ DRDO. ಈ ದೇಶದ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನದ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಅಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ TC ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರು ಕೇರಳದವರು ಅಂತ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಗಂಭೀರದಿಂದ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಇದರಿಂದ ಸೀರೆ ಉಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಖುಷಿ ನಮಗೆ. ಅದು ಜೀನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಂಥದ್ದು ಈ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಂಪರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಮನದಾಳದ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ, ಇದೊಂದು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರ ನಾನು ಮರೆತುಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಜೋಡಿಸುವ ಕೆಲಸ. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರುವವರು, ಕುಟುಂಬದವರು, ಕಾಲೇಜಿನವರು, ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ನವರು, ಹೊರಗಿನವರು, ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದವರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಹಾಯದ ಹಸ್ತ ನೀಡಿದವರು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಜ್ಞಾಪಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಬೈ ನೇಮ್ ಕರೆಯೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಇನ್ವೈಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಅವರ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರುವುದು ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಂತೋಷ ನೀಡಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು. ಈ ಚೀಟಿ ಕಳಿಸಿ ನಾನು ಹುಡುಗ 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
I now request His Holiness Sri Swami Swatma Ramananda Ji to address and also bless us all and the BNM educational institutions. I now request Dr. S.Y. Kulkarni, the Additional Director of BNMIT, to introduce the chief guest of this Golden Jubilee celebration, Dr. Tessie Thomas.
ಈ ಶುಭ ಮುಂಜಾನೆಯ ಶುಭಾವಸರದ ಒಂದು ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಿತವಾದಂಥ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಥಮವಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಬಯಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಾವು ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಸರ್ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಒಂದು 10 ಸರಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, 20 ಸರಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, 100 ಸರಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಹೆಸರು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಸುನಂದ ಜಾಧವ್ ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಆಲ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಯಾರಿರ್ಬೋದು ಸುನಂದ ಜಾಧವ್ ಅಂತ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ಬರೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಆದವ್ರು ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ರೀಸೆಂಟಾಗಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆದವರು. ಯಾರಿದ್ದು ಸುನಂದ ಜಾಧವ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಪ್ರತಿ ಸರಿ ಕೂಡ ಅವರನ್ನು ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಬಹಳ ಉತ್ಸುಕತೆಯಿಂದ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಭಾಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯಿತು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಫಾರ್ BNM group of institutions, I think it's worth to be noted and appreciated. So thank you very much. And to this program, and since the educational institutions, the first one is the institution started for the girls, and that also shows the intentions of the education trust and to empower the women. And keeping that in mind, so the chief guest, what we wanted to select, we wanted to be an woman achiever. And in that regard, when we were looking for different people whom we can invite, I think one name that came with prominence and then everybody agreed consciously that it has to be Dr. Tessie Thomas, who has to be the chief guest for this particular program. And Madam has got a lot of achievements. And if I keep on telling that, I'll get 3 or 4 slips on this, that I should complete the introduction. Madam, I'll make it as brief as possible. Dr. Tessie Thomas obtained her graduation, that is in engineering, from Calicut University. And she did her post-graduation from very, very reputed institution. That is also in missile technology. And Madam also did her PhD from JNTU, Hyderabad. And another important thing about what it did is developing the energy management system in the guidance system, and which was considered as of the highest importance. And she also got the award for doing that work from DRDO. Yeah. And another thing, Madam got 11 PhDs from different universities. Yeah. Dr. Tessie Thomas, we are very, very proud of her achievement. And also would like to thanks to her for accepting our invitation to be here. Madam, we are honored and privileged to have you here in this particular program. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I now request the dignitaries to felicitate the chief guest of this Golden Jubilee celebration, Dr. Tessie Thomas, Director General, DRDO, Ministry of Defence, Government of India.